definitely something very weird going on here.
Detective Roger Mortis has a problem. He's dead. But Detective Bigelow is bringing him back alive.
That's okay. Don't get up. Told you not to get up.
Now, he's got 12 hours to solve the toughest murder case of his career.
Get down!
His own.
That's it. From now on, I'm a vegetarian.
How do you fight this thing?
Maybe we could drown it in A1 sauce.
Treat Williams
Sit down.
and Joe Piscopo are dead heat. You can't keep a good cop dead.
Welcome to They Called Us a Movie, testing the strength of friendships one terrible movie at a time. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and podcast services by searching They Called Us a Movie and find us on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. That's TCTAM Pod. Welcome back to They Called Us a Movie. This is Anthony Delvecchio. With me as always is Dan Aquino and Mark Meyer. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, friends.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, the only thing really I've been thinking about this week is, and I might have brought this up multiple times in the past, but with a lot of things about the passage of time. But next weekend, for next week's thing, my oldest niece goes back to college for her sophomore year, and it just amazes me. Like I hung out with her a little bit last weekend, and I was talking to a coworker today. And it's just weird how I was away from her for so long, and then she comes back and hang out with her for a while. And you just see in just a year how much it means to like go away to college, in terms of maturity and just overall, not being so much of a, the child or kid in the family anymore. Like she started getting in on all the, sort of more, joking around with the, with her sister about the slang she's using and just stuff like that, instead of being all cringe about it. She liked the idea of making her sister sort of be annoyed, and I'm just like, oh, okay, she's starting to grow into the person you can start not having to couch conversations with and all that. And I don't know, you guys have a bunch of years obviously before that happens, but I just had that realization when I hung out with her last week. It was just, 1 year. I'm like, I wonder, and my main question to you guys more so is, I wonder if, I don't remember feeling that personally after 1 year of college, like away at college. I don't know how it felt with you guys, but it was just a weird time thing that I've been thinking about this week as she gets ready to go back.
For me, I wasn't super close with my sisters when I was in college. We didn't become closer till we all kind of graduated. So I don't know if they felt that way. Like, oh, it's exciting, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of missed out on it.
I don't have anything.
Okay. I'm sorry. It was the last week since the last podcast has been really stressful at work. So I didn't really have time to think, and I just
That's fine.
literally a conversation I had with her like 2 days ago, which made me think about this. And just it was just a weird thing. And I guess this is the time where you take like another like leap in your like growing up age. Like I always feel there's certain ages and time periods where it's just you take like that really dramatic, advancement as a human, and mentally, physically, all that. And I don't know if it
when
was
Garth got his first pube, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
sophomore
that.
year.
Oh,
That's the first one. But
I
essentially,
remember
my whole
him
reason.
telling us that in excruciating detail when we first met.
But yeah, it was just yeah, I just had that feeling where it was just, I guess this is the most that it's been all summer, but I haven't seen her much because she's working a lot and she's like hosting clinics as because she's a college softball player, so people are paying to learn from her. Um, and so I haven't really seen her much. And I guess it's that I haven't, used to be around her like every week or seen her every few days. And I guess maybe it's that time of, away where you notice the change the most. And I don't know. It's just something on my mind that I've been thinking about the last couple of days. That I thought I'd bring up here because we're in the middle of August and nothing really crazy happens. I could have went on another story about, the beach because I spent a few hours on the beach, but I only did that because I didn't want to sit in my house alone, essentially, after a tough week at work. But
Mark, I feel like you're like apologizing. And you don't need to apologize just because you're not getting anything back in return from us, because we're not particularly good improv partners on this situation, this conversation you had. I hope she's getting that NIL money as a college softball player.
She's going to start next year. They're not, I don't know if essentially NIL, but she's they're making her like an ambassador or representative of the school, like athletic department for some thing or businesses around Reading.
You should start hitting her up for money. Hey,
Sure.
give your old Uncle Mark a 5 spot.
I did. I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast because it happened back around the time of the All-Star game in Philly.
Or no, invite her out to dinner and then ask her to pay. You got this, right?
Oh, you mean do it seriously?
Yeah,
it's funny. I've been doing that to the youngest niece for a while. I think I did it when we
been making
her out
her pay for your Chili's runs.
No. Like when the check comes, I go, "You got it?" To her, but I'll pay. Sure. But I've been doing that joke to her for a while, the youngest one. But but I've had the conversation money-wise with her where she decided, like, we were having a discussion and I kind of told her to do it without telling her to do it, that she like bought concert tickets last minute that were like $200. And I was just kind of like, you already be leaning in that direction. I'm just like, and then I explained the times I did it. And I'm just like, if you got it and just do it. I mean, you don't have any debt. She doesn't have any credit cards or anything, thank God. I mean, she'll have student loans, but, just like, hey, if you got it from all that work you've been doing, just, bite the bullet, sort of thing. I said, but don't feel like, I was like, the one thing you want to make sure growing up money is like, don't feel like you have to do it. Like, be able to have that little bit of restraint or else you'll find yourself in a lot of debt.
Mark, if you're feeling guilty about that, she can come pay for some of my stuff with that hard-earned money. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling bad about it. I just said it adds to what I was also talking about at the beginning of this. It's just like the maturity of having that conversation, sort
Dan's
of thing.
Got an AC unit on the fritz.
Yeah. Listen,
there's some of that cash his way.
Yeah, she should.
We're looking to do the floors. Does she want to help me pay for the floors? That'd be very nice.
The funny part is that all of her, for the most part, a large majority of the money has to last her till next summer.
I'm sure she's got enough to help me re-rock my driveway.
Probably.
Which I can't think of a bigger waste of money to spend.
One of the first real world things she got was when she realized how much things cost. Like when they would do like the house parties for alcohol and stuff like that, and she asked her friends. Yet?
Mark, you know that she's not 21.
Don't narc her. Don't narc on her on here on this podcast, Mark.
Sure, all the
FBI agents that listen to this.
Oh, is that what FBI surveillance fan is?
Don't you hear that clicking ever so often? That's the tap.
Oh
That's
no,
the phone taps.
Oh no. But yeah, she realized how expensive certain things were, and
you mean sodas?
Sodas. She realized how expensive certain specialty sodas like an Olipop is compared to just having a Coke. Like
now we're mixing metaphors, Mark. You can't say Coke now.
Pepsi. We'll go Pepsi.
But also, Coke. Jokes aside, soda is extremely expensive.
Yeah. My comparison was, going for the high end, sort of specialty drink rather than the
cocaine.
Oh, cocaine. Cocaine's very expensive. I wouldn't know.
You know.
I wouldn't know.
Joking, officer.
That's what people are saying.
Surprisingly, cocaine has gotten cheaper.
And Coca-Cola keeps going up.
Yeah. Crazy how that works.
Yeah,
You know?
I think somebody just got confused, and for years people just called it Coke, so they just assumed it was the soda. Then they start right. I don't know where that joke's going, but
Can I be honest with you guys?
The guy that pushes the button for the cocaine prices
yeah, I
up,
got halfway through that,
down.
and I'm like, I don't know where this is going.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you just abandoned ship.
Well, I wanted to say that growing up, I was a product of Dare. Like that shit worked
Yeah.
on me. And I'm kicking myself to this day. But I'm so upset that I'd never attended any parties that had the option of having that, or like they never had it around. Because as a baseball player, most of the athletes were just beer. That was
Yeah.
it. No one ever went for the high end stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of disappointing. I didn't get to really truly live out my college experience, you know?
You didn't even get the chance to say no.
Exactly.
like-
Yeah, I wanted to at least be presented.
That is the one thing I'm glad about with her is that she's an athlete. So I don't think any of that stuff will present
Yeah.
itself. I don't have to worry about that.
Historically, athletes have never gotten cocaine addictions
Yeah.
outside of the '86 Mets, obviously.
Oh, there's a that's true. I'm trying to think like, no, I guess. Yeah. I don't.
You know who had a great professional career? Was that Len Bias
Perfectly clean.
because he never did drugs.
Nope.
Became the greatest basketball player of all time.
Don't look it up.
All right. Well,
Speaking of cocaine.
speaking of cocaine, Joe Piscopo, ladies
Go.
and gentlemen. We watched a movie this week. But before we talk about this week's movie, we are going to talk about our Patreon. Patreon.com/TickTamPod. It's where you get an exclusive episode every month, as well as exclusive access to our Discord, which means you get to talk movies to us. You get to participate in questions of the week. We do polls at the end of every month for our movie of the month, which is coming up. We got to think about it. But that is our Patreon members helping us decide what our last movie of each month is. Yeah, it's a lot of fun over there. We're talking movies, we're talking TV, we're talking music, wrestling sometimes, all video games. Mark's over there holding down the fort for video games. And yeah, we're just having a good time encouraging people to watch movies, watch TV, read books, all that fun stuff. So check that out, patreon.com/TickTamPod. It's just $1. All right. So we watched a movie, like I said. This week was Mark's pick. So Mark, tell us what movie we watched this week.
Yeah, so this movie was part of the 3 movies that I heard about on the a video game podcast because we're the only movie podcast.
Sure.
And the first one that we actually watched last week, and Freaked. And I put the third one later on in the month. But choice number 2 they talked about was the 1988 movie Dead Heat, starring Joe Piscopo and Treat Williams. And I mainly went on the, just how it was described on the podcast and just knowing that there's a chance with a Joe Piscopo performance, it could be, something fun. But yeah, just in my quick and dirty thoughts in the beginning here, it's a competent movie. I had a good time with parts of it. But overall, I wouldn't hate to have to watch it again or anything like that. It's very, very procedural, very except for some of the little minor twists to it, but it very much felt like a buddy cop movie from that decade.
Okay. So Dead Heat from 1988 is directed by Mark Goldblatt, stars Treat Williams, Joe Piscopo, Lindsay Frost, Darren McGavin, Vincent Price, Claire Kirkconnell, Key Luke, Robert Picardo, Mel Stewart, Professor Toru Tanaka, and Martha Quinn. IMDb score 6.1, Rotten Tomatoes score 11%, budget $5 million, box office $3.5 million. Plot: a movie about the only good type of cop. Dan, I want to know where you're coming from with this movie. Dead Heat, 1988.
Well, okay. Now I feel like the pressure's on for some reason. I've seen the thumbnail for this movie plenty of times, but seeing Joe Piscopo made me not ever want to watch this movie. And
What's your history with Joe Piscopo? How much have you seen of him? Have you seen any?
just Saturday Night Live, and I've seen his Frank Sinatra impression and all that with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I
That's pretty
think
much
that's the
the
only
extent.
thing I've ever seen of Joe Piscopo is
Yeah,
that
that's the
one,
extent.
the Ebony and Ivory sketch.
Yeah, he was on the show for 3 years, I think,
And he was
or
like the
4 years.
star, right? He was like,
Yeah.
they were like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
this
was
guy's,
the down years.
yeah.
Yes, that was it. Like everybody left.
Yeah. It was like I know him from that sketch and like the ever so often joke at his expense on The Simpsons.
Yes, and I think like Norm Macdonald would poke fun at him sometimes
Hmm.
when he did Weekend Update.
Yeah.
But that's the extent of Joe Piscopo for Dan Aquino. But yeah, I agree with Mark. I think this is a competent movie. It has some really good makeup, has some cool gore
Yes.
effects in it. A lot of blood I was not expecting. So yeah, this movie was I wouldn't say I loved it, but this was more up my alley. It had some interesting monster effects as well. The beginning of this movie is fucking awesome. I it reminded me of Predator 2, like the shootout at the beginning of Predator 2.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because Mark Goldblatt was the editor for a lot of action movies, like Terminator 1 and 2, I think Starship Troopers, Predator 2, and he did some work on RoboCop I saw. And as soon as I read all that, like, oh, it clicked. Like, yeah, I could see this guy definitely knowing how to shoot an action scene. But after the beginning action scene, it kind of goes downhill a little bit. Like Mark said, it turns more into a procedural. But there are some pretty funny bits in this, not because of Joe Piscopo. I'm going to get out in front of that. He was okay. I thought he'd be
Yeah.
worse. But I enjoyed Treat Williams in this. I can't say I'm a huge Treat Williams fan, but like
You mean
the
you
Chinese.
mean the good dad from WB?
No, I guess I don't know him from a ton of stuff either. He's fine. I don't really care one way or the other. I was
I
more
have one.
interested in seeing Darren McGavin, the dad
Sure.
from Christmas Story. I thought that was fun.
I have one note in my notes about Treat Williams, and it's just I haven't liked Treat Williams since Deep Rising.
There you go. You don't see him too often, but he's been in a ton of things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah. I honestly thought we were about to watch the 2 Treat Williams movies in a row because looking ahead, we have The Substitute on the schedule, but he's in The
Pending.
Substitute 3. I
Right.
think.
Yeah, the first one is Tom Berenger, I believe.
Yeah, the sequels
Yeah.
or sequel.
So I just wanted I was so blown away by the beginning. I love the beginning, and one of the reasons why I really enjoyed it is there's a big shootout at a jewelry heist, and there's like a ton of cops there, and Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo are there, and the robbers are just mowing down cops. It's like 10 to 15 cops are just
Yeah.
brutally shot down. And Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo are like trading one-liners at each other.
Yeah, they're just cutting it up while their buddies are dying.
Yeah,
Like, oh, I didn't think today was going to start this way. A little too early for this. Meanwhile, yeah, dudes are just getting shot in the head.
Yeah, that one headshot from
The
that
cop-
360
cop-
no scope headshot with an Uzi.
So the cop, blows one dude away with a shotgun, and then the other guy turns around, no scopes, boom, right between the eyes. And they're just yucking it up behind the other cars. Like, hey, Chief, can I borrow your car? Meanwhile, the dude next to him just gets like mowed down. And another note I had, and I started to notice, everybody in this movie has Uzi.
Yeah.
Literally every single bad guy. It was like standard issue Uzis. Like, this is getting ridiculous. There has to be another like machine kind of gun, right? I'd imagine.
Yeah, well, that was the popular thing at the time, late 80s,
guess
early
so.
90s. Was
AK-47s weren't a thing yet.
no, those were communists. What are you talking
Well, these are bad guys. They're billionaires.
about?
I don't want to jump ahead too far, but I will say So with everything that goes on in this movie, like the reanimating dead corpses and this, that, and the other thing, the most unrealistic part of this movie is at the end when Vincent Price has to try to sell billionaires on living forever. And
Yeah,
the billionaires are just like, oh no, who wants to live forever?
Yeah. We've got at least a half dozen that's really their only plan in life is to try and live forever.
Yeah, there's literally a man who gave himself a rare illness to try to live forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Forget that asshole's name.
Yeah, I don't know. He like injects himself with baby blood or something. I don't know. But but yeah, it was like Vincent Price explaining why we need to tax billionaires. And they're all like, "Oh, I don't know about this, Vincent Price. This doesn't sound, this doesn't sound right." Like these motherfuckers would be climbing over each other
Yeah.
to live forever.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mark.
Yeah. So 100% agree. As I said earlier, I was surprised by how good this movie was in terms of being just very formulaic, like for the most part. Like they have the opening scene where they get yelled at by the captain. The whole "we're going to take your badges," that whole shtick from the 80s, and just the very much so, as a lot of copycat writers and stuff do, very much the Lethal Weapon, vibe of the buddy cop. Definitely a lot of influence there. But I just my one of my favorite parts of the early section of the movie is when they go down and see the coroner, and then she like realizes what's going on, but is like not freaked out by it. Like is just very like calm and scientific about it. Like, oh, I don't forget a body. These guys were definitely here. That's an autopsy scar, and not like, holy shit, they're raising dead people.
Right.
Sort of reaction to it. But I guess you had to have that reaction because she needs to be like part of the story and have, you need to sell the most obvious reveal, because the the main medical examiner being in on it, he serves no other purpose besides being the third act in this movie. Because all he does is just deny that people are being raised from the dead. I'm like, the lady doth protest too much
Sure.
about it. And yeah, but the whole dynamic, I was more like, Treat Williams is so good in this movie, in my opinion, because there was a part in the middle of the movie towards getting into the final stretch where I was like, just him, I was actively rooting for him to figure out and to live forever as the dead cop. And I'm like, oh man, he's such a good guy. Like this is, shame that this happened. And then the way the movie ends, I'm like, no, that's the way the movie has to end. Like
Yeah.
that's just a perfect ending. Like they destroyed the raising from the dead, and those two will go off and die together. As they probably should. And yeah, but he got me hooked on his character so much that I was rooting for him to survive in there, and that's just a testament to his performance in this. I think the only twist I didn't see coming, and maybe I should have, and I feel bad for not seeing it, was the one girl, the PR for the pharmaceutical company.
Brandy.
Yeah, being dead. I thought it was going to be some other kind of twist that she was like the one running it, and the doctor and the coroner was like her lackey or something. But that was I wish they would have, maybe had it. Maybe it was a good. I was just thinking I wanted the reveal to like linger a little longer than it did. Like she reveals and then it instantly starts to crumble and die. And we're not entirely sure why that it happens that quickly.
Was
It was
really
really good
good until the end, where they
Until
had the
when she
skull
speaks.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you got to get out of that shot.
Everything else was good in that scene. And yeah, that was great. I do in this time period, a lot of the, well, they still do it nowadays, because ACAB and all that. But that there was a story reason for why they were just saying fuck it to all protocol, because Treat Williams' character is like, I'm dead. Like, what are they going to do? Kill me? Sort of, why they're like doing searches without warrants and,
Yeah.
just beating up people like at the, in Chinatown when they go in there,
Right. Well, it's
and just
also to progress the story.
yeah. Not like no idea of like, should we wait for backup? And Treat Williams probably no. I got like 10 hours. Like
Right.
none of this is going to matter, and it helps the story by them not having any of the you need to come back sort of moments with people.
Right.
A lot of the set pieces were great. The thing inside the meat market or whatever that was supposed to be. I
Oh,
don't know if it was
yeah.
just
It was like a Chinese meat market, right?
market. Yeah, was just a really well done idea of revealing like where all this really came from, and
That
then them
had
having to fight off all those
yeah.
animals.
That had the best creature effects, like the
Yeah,
cow, the cow carcass coming out
yeah,
of the closet or whatever.
yeah,
Mhm.
Genuinely freaked me out.
yeah. The only one that the two things that made no sense to me in that scene, not that obviously raising from the dead, the main premise is a thing, was the fact that I think like pieces of the chickens were coming alive, like they had like wings and drumsticks and they were moving like they were like sentient. And then I
Right.
think a liver rolled down and jumped in Treat Williams's face.
That's what that
um
was. I didn't know
I
what
think
that was at first.
I don't know. Like it just seems like I just said a liver because I don't know what else it would have been because it wasn't a piece of meat.
Sure.
And that's the only if they would have had a chicken or a duck jump in his face, I'm like, all right, that makes sense because despite the fact that it's skinned and cooked already, it's still a full animal.
Yeah. Very much like Return of the Living Dead style rules, where each individual body part is a living organism in a
Yeah,
way. It can't be killed.
yeah.
Right.
And yeah, and just overall the even like the way they figure things out is like pretty good. Like there's not a whole lot of jumping to like they find the list at the like they find out through her that she sold the drugs to him. They go to the Asian market. The whole scene happens. They find a piece of paper in the Asian market that has a bunch of initials and dates. They put that together that this is people and death dates. So they go look it up, find out who those people are, and then, start putting all the pieces together there. And then, then the clue inside the lamp, uh, which was his like security blanket in case if something happened to him. Vincent Price's character, to point at the coroner. And I knew what those numbers were immediately just because like what's it called? Context clues. In the sense that, we saw the license. Like I already had my suspicions about the coroner. Then they showed the coroner's license plate. And then I quickly grabbed on that it was 7 numbers on there. Which, some people are like, oh, it might have been a phone number. And I'm like, no, there's 7 letters in body doc. That's going to be like a word to a number puzzle thing. There's enough Resident Evil in my brain that I was like, that's what that's going to be. And yeah, it was just, I think I'll just leave it with this. I think my favorite thing throughout the whole movie was just the effect of like that they could take as many bullets as possible. Like there's the moment when they're fighting the 2 people in Randy's apartment. That's great where Treat Williams just getting shot and just reacting to it and leaving. And then at the end when he just becomes like this super soldier and just walking through the gunfire.
The one guy
yeah,
who's also dead, and they stand point blank and just unload into each other.
That's so good.
That was my favorite part.
It's such a good choice
Yeah.
to show it that way. And yeah. I did love some of the writing, like the Piscopo stuff. You don't know if it was badly written or it was an ad lib. Like some of his like joke punchlines were not great and didn't land. But there was a lot of good like little writing moments, like just from like him realizing all the stuff that happened when he's dead. Like when he was under the pool and it pops up and they do all that stuff, and then Piscopo just says to him, like, you were under there for like 5 minutes. And, Tree Woman goes, oh, yeah, I guess I was. Like, sort of like, okay, I guess that's something I can do now, like,
Right.
sort of just a realization in like, because his brain is still on, I wonder if he was like physically like holding his breath, under there,
Mhm.
even though he didn't have to. But yeah, that was good. And then there was another reaction in the car about the Boston Marathon, which I thought was pretty good. He's like, oh, I can run the Boston Marathon. He's like, well, you can't do that. You're dead. And you're like, well, how do they know? Well, they check. They're pretty strict nowadays. Like just, it was good banter when it felt like written banter. And then anytime it seemed like Piscopo went off script, it didn't work. Or, he was trying to do his shtick at the time. But overall, yeah, it's a great, if you like buddy cops, it can definitely be in your mid-tier, ones that you can pop on, or you can show a friend, hey, have you seen this one? Sort of thing, and not be subjecting them to like a terrible movie. Overall, I think I made a good choice. It makes me kind of either excited or nervous about the third one I chose, because that one has a very interesting title, which could make it go either way. So I am excited.
Okay. As for me, I never watched this before, and as I mentioned, Joe Piscopo, I only know him from that one sketch. I like the premise of this more than I like the movie. I didn't dislike the movie. I enjoyed it, but Joe Piscopo made me like it less, quite a bit. It just he kind of puts a button on every single scene with a really bad joke, and it just makes me um have a bad taste in my mouth from scene to scene. Um I I don't like either of these male leads. I feel like, and you put honestly, I feel like if this movie is a straight up more serious film but with zombies, I think it's better because the comedy just does not work for me in the movie at all. But there is fun stuff to this. The shootouts that you guys had already mentioned are a lot of fun. The opening scene that you know when the fact that everyone's dead and they're just like shooting the shit out of each other. Lots of fun. I thought the twist was good too with the girl, the PR girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was paying close enough attention to try and track that, but
Yeah.
yeah. I guess I didn't really go over the plot because I just made that one line joke about the only good cop being a dead cop as the plot that really fell flat. But but the plot is basically like these cops are investigating these guys that were in a shootout that just wouldn't die. They took like a ton of bullets, didn't die. It turns out there's a company that is making a serum that brings people back to life for a certain amount of time, specifically to rob these, like make robberies, I think.
Yeah. It's not
And
specified fully.
yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think what they're doing is he's using them sort of like guinea pigs, like raising them from the dead and maybe testing to see how long
proof
the
of concept sort of thing.
yeah, like okay, how long do they
Okay.
last? You
So
know,
I was
what
going to
can they do?
mention what's the end game here? Because if they only
Live
live
forever.
for 24 hours, though,
Well,
that's
there
not.
was sorry, good.
No, I was going to say, because Treat Williams is told he has 24 hours.
Yeah.
Uh, unless
I-
they're just looking to perfect this process. Is that what it is? Because
Yeah, so
you're trying to sell it.
it's a sort of a two-line throwaway that they have that's never really explained. You're supposed to they show more than tell it. Is that probably has to do with that drug that was prominent and really they didn't circle back to too much. That there was a way to keep them alive forever, like
Okay.
that clock that he had, which I think was only 12 hours to be honest.
Maybe
And
it
she even
was.
said she was wrong about that. When
It was to
she
show
sees him the
them
second time.
how serious he was. Instead of
Yeah.
24 hours, he gave him 12 hours.
Yeah. And then when they saw him the other time, she was like, I might have been a little wrong. You may only have 3 hours now. The second time, or the last time we see her. And essentially I think that's what he was selling them on, Vincent Price, was that they have the machine that brings people back to life, but I also have a way to make it last forever.
Okay.
Moment there. And my favorite moment from that sequence was when he's yelling at the one guy and, come on, man, just think about all the compounding interest you can get if you live forever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Compounding interest for 1,000,000 years,
Years.
which is what these people do now.
Yeah.
That's all they think about.
Yeah, it just made me laugh because it was just like, yeah, that's a way to sell a rich guy on it. Just imagine if you live for like hundreds and millions of years, how much compounding interest you'll get on your money. But yeah, that
I
whole
agree
thing.
with Ant that I think if you treat this as a more straightforward movie and not a horror comedy, I think it works better.
But a body horror
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I think it works better because the special effects makeup is there, right?
Although you know what, there is a straight horror movie with this premise, and we've covered it on this podcast. It's Dead and Buried.
That's
Yeah.
true. And
Um,
I was thinking to myself that Death Becomes Her did this better.
I like this movie more when it was called Dead and Buried, and also when it was called Get Out.
Oh, Get Out. Okay. The Get Out part. Where's the correlation or the connection?
The correlation just being that is essentially the premise. The reason for Get Out is that these people are trying to extend their lives. Just the ending scene with Vincent Price trying to sell his wares to the rich people just reminded me of that kind of just setup with Bradley Whitford as like the doctor doing
Okay.
it. Yeah,
That does make sense. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
but more Dead and Buried.
Yeah.
But I have in my notes, Joe Piscopo has the unfortunate task of delivering the lines written for him because I hated every single line of his, like I said.
And I think a lot of his buttons felt like it was just him. Like, I don't know if they were written.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to take the blame for it. Sure as hell isn't me.
I don't know his humor enough to know if that was ad-libbed or not.
No. I don't really think we have a lot to check either.
No,
Joe Piscopo never had much of a career.
He was in the was it Johnny Dangerously with Michael Keaton?
Oh right, yeah.
Right, I think that was like his first foray into feature-length films.
He's got a mug on him, huh?
He does. He certainly does. I thought for sure he was going to be the zombie because that's usually how that works.
Yeah.
But then when I saw that Treat Williams' name, his character name was Roger Mortis. It's like, oh, rigor mortis. I get it.
Yeah.
Really hit you over the head with that name.
68 episodes of Saturday Night Live.
Just one short of being nice.
Beat me to it, Dan.
Yeah, I don't know. This movie's kind of, it's fine. It has some cool stuff in it.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's a boilerplate, formulaic buddy cop movie from this time period with one person that if you give him a better Mel Gibson-esque, character to bounce off of, it makes the movie work a lot better. I do 100% agree with Ant that Piscopo is the thing that brings it down.
I don't like Treat Williams as an actor. I don't necessarily think he's bad here, but he's just like he's
a blank.
He's skim milk.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. He's a blank.
You give him a better, what's it called? The punchline funny man or whatever, in playing off the straight man. I think it works better because you don't have, as much as I loved his performance in this and what he was given, Treat Williams, he is very milquetoast, as an actor. And
he's just
with
a good-looking guy.
giving you nothing really, or on the other side, doesn't help like elevate the movie. I think Treat has better scenes with the female actors and even the doctor than he does with Piscopo.
I have here the female main character has the face of a toddler that's been bigged.
What?
Yeah, and she also is, looking at her IMDb, she was also a soap opera star at the time, so she has very much of that acting going on. I don't know, star in quotes. I don't know, but she was on, I think it was As the World Turns or one of those for like 6 years before this movie. So.
It's the writing directing team is it's kind of impressive. Like, well, Terry Black is the brother of Shane Black, who...
All right, Shane Black makes a cameo in this, right?
I think he's a cop, but yeah, I mean, Shane Black went on to write some pretty pretty good stuff. And Mark Goldblatt, he again, like I was saying, he was an editor for some like classic movies, right? The two Terminators, one of the Rambo movies. Like this guy, he was a part of some big stuff. It just, I guess, it goes to show being on that side of the camera, it's not for everybody, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We got Professor Toru Tanaka. He's been in a few movies that we've watched already.
He was the Butcher. Yes, I remember that.
He was Sub-Zero in The Running Man. He was in The Dark Man. Have we covered Last Action Hero for this podcast?
We did. I'm fairly sure we have.
I wasn't sure if it was like the old show because we definitely
No.
covered it for the old show.
We definitely covered it. I know that.
So I was thinking.
Have we ever covered a Vincent Price movie?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this might be his first appearance for us.
I know I've watched a whole bunch during 31 Days of Horror, but not for this.
Yeah.
We have covered Last Action Hero. 158.
Damn. A lifetime ago.
Mm-hmm. Over 150 episodes ago. Over 200 episodes ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I liked, another thing that I liked about this movie was it has an impressive body count. I read there's 32 dead people
I
in this
saw
movie.
that too.
That's
Yeah.
insane. That's like RoboCop.
That is a lot of people dead. Yes. I liked that the easy way out for this movie was that they were going to be a way to like bring them back to life and like not zombies.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they like no,
Yeah.
we're gonna go die now, sort of thing.
Right.
That's
yeah.
why I was rooting for what you were saying, and then when they showed me what they were doing, I was like, no, I like this much better.
Yeah, you're a bootlegger. That's why. I'm like, I want
Yeah.
all the cops to live forever.
I don't know how to react to that because I don't have an argument for that
Typical
not-
South Philly of
not-
you.
I just wish that the end wasn't Joe Piscopo trying to make witty one-liners into the
Yeah.
afterlife.
This movie would be so much better without Joe Piscopo. It really
Yeah,
would.
I think
really
that's
would.
where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. I don't know who I would have put in instead. There's
Anybody.
probably
Yeah.
anybody, yeah. For some reason, I thought of Treat Williams, or like maybe because
Two
this was
Treat
around the same
Williamses?
time. Two Treat Williamses.
Ooh, good. Now we're up to 2% milk.
What about instead of Joe Piscopo, we get Tom Hanks in there? They're very similar looking at this stage.
Sure. That's like having Turner and Turner instead of Turner and Hooch, though.
I guess, yeah. Turner and Turner. I don't know. 88. Who's available for this kind of movie?
For
A ton of
Piscopo's
people.
role?
Yeah,
Sam
for Piscopo.
Kinison.
Sam Kinison. Holy shit. That's crazy, crazy behavior there. What was the movie we watched? Oh, the catcher from Major League 2 was in it. Remember that movie?
What,
Oh.
Rube in it?
Not Rube. Parkman. The guy who plays Parkman.
Oh,
David Keith.
David
Oh,
Keith and Keith David.
Yeah,
there you go.
give me
There's the
David Keith in the Joe Piscopo role. Yes.
Yeah.
You're talking about the one with Pamela Anderson.
Yes. Oh, when David Keith like assaults her
Yeah.
on camera.
I mean, give me Keith David in Piscopo.
Oh, give me Keith David in anything. Literally anything.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Final thoughts, Dan.
Yeah, I like this movie. I don't love it, like you guys were saying. I didn't care enough for the mystery to be really hooked. I was just more waiting for the next monster makeup or gore effect. This movie has its weight in gold in terms of squibs. I love squibs, man. Those are my bread and butter. So this has that by the boatful. So if you enjoyed that kind of special effects and all that kind of makeup and that kind of violence, this is kind of an underrated gem for that. There's some good gore effects in this. Like we mentioned, the Chinese market, all the carcasses coming back to life, attacking Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo. An interesting premise, like Anthony said. Just the execution isn't done well enough for it to land. Like I mentioned at the beginning, Goldblatt, he knows how to shoot an action scene because the action scenes look good in this. There's some good stuff. again, the beginning, the opening scene with the shootout, very reminiscent of Predator 2. Even the part where Treat Williams drives a car towards the robbers. I think Danny Glover does that in Predator
Yeah.
2, the opening scene. But
Is
yeah,
this?
I what's that?
I was like, is this going to be like a Stone Cold Cobra situation where we find out that they just basically did it almost shot for shot, the
Oh,
opening
maybe.
scene?
Yeah, it's immediately what I went to. But I think Predator 2 came out, what, 1990, I want to say? I forget. But yeah, I don't know what ripped off the other, if at all. I just thought it looked cool. I liked it. Yeah, but as Anthony mentioned, Joe Piscopo, while not terrible, does bring the movie down. The jokes fall flat. He and Treat Williams, in my opinion, don't mesh well. It's like mixing oil and water. Just it didn't go very well. But I still enjoyed it overall. I give it a pass. So I would say check it out.
Okay, Mark. Final thought.
Yeah. So this is very much one of the things that popped in my head is this felt like a movie that you could put on after coming home from the bar and just be able to sit there and drink with your buddies and watch. Like, don't need to pay attention to much. There's some great practical effects, and just something that can be just on the TV while you're sitting there. And not really, be have enough good action scenes, like the market scene and stuff like that to pique your interest before you pass out for the night. But yeah, it just makes me think overall that this movie could have went from, I would say it's a 6.5, 7 out of 10, probably more towards a 6.5. But as we keep saying, and I know we keep shitting on Joe Piscopo, which maybe rightfully so. I think with a better actor, and we're not even talking like A-list, B-list actor, like, just somebody that fits better with Treat Williams and can land the comedy lines better, takes this movie into the 7. Because the premise is solid, the formulaic stuff is solid. You can improve in a bunch of places. Maybe the actresses, you bump them up a little bit in skill to help. But it all comes down to, I think, if you replace Piscopo with a even slightly better actor, it makes this movie a little bit more better. You don't even need much of a swing. But as Dan said, I recommend this movie if you like watching 80s buddy cop stuff or just 80s action in general. You won't be disappointed. This isn't like an out of nowhere Stone Cold, which is something I will preach to people about, that you need to check this out if you like action. But yeah, as Ann said, the best part about this movie, it's the only type of cop that there should be.
As for me, yeah, this is a perfectly fine movie. It would be even better without Joe Piscopo, and that's saying a lot because he's in a lot of this. I thought it was a bold move to kill off the 3 main characters.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought the action scenes were cool, the effects were cool, but I think really what was holding me back from fully enjoying this film was, Joe Piscopo, and to an extent Treat Williams. He has the benefit of being the straight man, so you don't really come to expect much from a straight man. But again, I've got baggage with Treat Williams. He knows what he did. Deep Rising sucked, but yeah, this is a fine movie. It's a clever twist on an already established. I guess it really wasn't even much of a trope at the point that it was made, but like Lethal Weapon already come out, so at least enough. A clever twist on a trope, adding that supernatural element to it, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's just Joe Piscopo really drags this down. So
Real quick, Ant.
yeah.
Do you think one of the major problems is that they don't do enough with the idea that's given to them where these guys are unkillable, essentially?
I think that's a fair point. I think they introduce the premise and don't really fully flesh it out. They don't explore it
Yes.
the way you would hope that they would, right?
Yeah, I would want to see some over the top stuff. Like they kind of do it towards the end,
Mm-hmm.
but I would have liked to have seen it happen more in the middle where they're trying to solve the mystery, and like Treat Williams just puts himself constantly in in harm's way and like crazy shit happens to him.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Dead Heat. And we are going to take a quick break before our third segment. Before we do, Dan, what we got for us?
All right, guys, please go check out the aforementioned video game podcast run by our very own Mark Myers and good friend Tom Schuster, the Game Vault Podcast. If you are a avid gamer or if you're just getting into games, this is a great resource for you. It's on all podcast platforms, so wherever you get yours, check it out. Please make sure to rate and review. It helps them out a great deal. And you could also check them out on all socials at Game Vault Pod. And you could also check them out over on Twitch. They're streaming all sorts of games, old school games, newer games, RPG, the whole thing, man. They run the gamut of video games. It's a lot of fun. It's a great community. And once again, it's Game Vault Pod. So make sure to give them a follow there. You could also search them on YouTube. Mark pops up with the Video Game News Hour. So a lot of information there. If you don't know where to start, go check out the Game Vault Podcast.
Okay, great. And we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with our third segment. So don't go anywhere. And welcome back. Now it's time for our third segment, and this segment is 1-star reviews.
Nice.
Hey.
Buddy Cop Edition. So we played this game a bunch of times. Basically, I have 3 1-star reviews for a total of 10 movies. They get progressively easier as you go along. So basically, the first review I'm going to read is a little more abstract, and it'll get a little more obvious as we go. Your guys' job is to guess which movie it is. So I think the last time we played this, we decided it makes more sense for you guys to get a guess per clue.
Yeah,
If I remember
guess
correctly.
correctly. Yeah, or else
So that
or else
somebody
we're gonna
doesn't.
be-
Yeah, Mark always
Yeah.
waits for Dan to guess wrong,
Yes.
and then we always just get down to the final.
Yeah.
The final
Yeah.
clue. So
I was going to say, my risk averseness
Yeah.
would make me want to wait till the last clue.
yeah. All right. So that's how we're gonna do it. And what is your chime gonna be? Give me your best impression of a cop car.
Cop car?
A siren. A siren.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, God.
All right, here it is. First movie, first 1-star review. What's the joke? Racism. What's the plot? Racism. What's the point of the movie? Friendship. Just kidding. It's racism.
Ooh.
Mark?
Is that Rush Hour?
It is not Rush Hour.
Wee woo, wee woo.
Dan?
Police Academy?
It is not Police Academy. Moving on to the 2-pointer. I'd rather just watch Shrek.
Woo!
Mark?
48 hours?
It is 48 hours.
Hey, well done,
Mark
sir.
for 2 points. The third review was Eddie Murphy gave CPR to this movie and it still died.
Yeah, the Shrek clue gave me Eddie Murphy. I just had to
What?
think which buddy cop movie that would have been about racism, and that led me to Nick Nolte.
Mm-hmm. All right, next one. I said I would give this 1 star if they didn't kiss. And sorry for the spoilers, but I am a woman of my word.
Didn't kiss.
Correct.
Woo!
Mark?
The other guys?
It's incorrect.
Wee woo, wee woo.
Dan?
Point Break?
It's not Point Break. That was a good.
That's
That's good. Here's your 2-pointer. Uninteresting until the last 30 minutes. Someone explain to me how this is the slightest bit funny.
Wee woo, wee woo.
Dan?
Rush Hour?
It is not Rush Hour.
Woo! Woo!
Mark?
What is Lethal Weapon?
It is not Lethal Weapon. Your 1-pointer. British cops assaulting civilians.
Wee woo, wee woo.
Dan?
Hot Fuzz?
It is Hot Fuzz.
That's pretty good.
They kiss in that movie?
No, they don't. This
That's why
person
she
wanted
gets
them to kiss.
Oh, they wanted them to kiss. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel like if they knew Simon, they would have obliged.
Right.
All right. Next movie. Your 3-pointer. Half star for the time I laughed, and other half for the stunts.
Wee woo, wee woo.
Dan?
That's got to be Rush Hour.
It is Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Chan.
Well, the next 2 were the 2-pointer was despite this movie being an hour and a half, it felt like it was going on for way too long. The jokes also just didn't do it for me, and I only chuckled maybe a couple times. Don't know how this got a franchise. The 1-pointer was incredible Chinese disrespect.
That could have been anything.
That's
All right. This one has a 4-pointer.
Ooh.
4, 3, 2, 1. Your 4-pointer is hecka raunchy. Men who hate women would eat this movie up.
Woo!
Mark.
Tango and Cash?
This is not Tango and Cash.
I'm trying to think of a raunchy wee woo.
Dan.
End of watch?
It is not End of Watch. Your 3-pointer. A perfect example of a movie that shows no matter how good your cast is with big recognizable names, they can't make a bad, unfunny script entertaining.
Wee woo.
Dan.
Is it? I had it and I think I lost it. Take a guess. LA Confidential.
No.
That's not funny. I'm an idiot.
Nope.
I had something else and I completely lost it and I panicked.
Mark, any guess?
God, I can't.
Yeah, they're giving you 3 seconds.
Woo!
Mark.
What is Central Intelligence?
Is not Central Intelligence.
I like that Mark answers it in the form of a question.
All
It makes me smile.
right. This is a 2-pointer, and this might be where you guys get it. I've redacted the name. In this movie, actor's name plays a police officer, clearly showing he doesn't like crime. Don't believe me? Just look up actor's name hate crime, and you'll see this movie come up.
Wee woo.
Mark,
Is this the other guys?
this is the other guy.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to remember these people might be wrong about things, with their 1-star reviews too.
Right.
What are they wrong
good.
about in this?
No, they were right about it for sure.
Okay. The number 1 was touching story about 2 white guys trying to be as cool as Samuel L. Jackson. I think we're all tied up now. Here is your 3-pointer. Just watched a bunch of irrational loudmouths yell over each other for 2 hours. One of the worst buddy cop dynamics I've ever seen. Way too much yelling for a way too uneventful movie. Nothing really happened in this movie, just painful.
Wee woo.
I think Mark got in there first.
Lethal Weapon?
It's not Lethal Weapon.
Wee woo.
Damn.
Die Hard with a Vengeance?
It is not Die Hard with a Vengeance. Both good guesses. Your number 2. I couldn't finish this movie because in all and every scene, I felt like the sun was going down, and I was like, this is giving me a severe headache.
Wee woo.
Dan.
Bad Boys?
It is Bad Boys.
Hey, I don't think they're loudmouths.
Hey, you gotta take it up with this person.
I guess so, right? Maybe Martin Lawrence, he could be a little bit obnoxious at times, but I thought Will Smith is usually pretty, he's pretty cool, usually.
Mm-hmm. The number 1 was Mike Lowry is what I'm not going to name my child.
Well, Will Smith only becomes loud if you keep your wife's name in your mouth.
Yes, that's true.
Here is 3 for the next one. Introducing both your main characters of the film butt-ass naked is honestly a great choice.
Wee woo.
Damn.
Point Break?
It is not Point Break.
Boo.
Mark.
Tango and Cash.
It is not Tango and Cash.
I thought you had it. You were so confident.
Yeah, because I believe, for some reason, I think they opened the movie in prison for that movie, I think.
Remember, you're probably right.
All right. Your 2-pointer. Please, somebody, make the saxophone interlude stop.
Wee woo.
Dan.
Lethal Weapon?
That's Lethal Weapon.
Okay. The
I
saxophone.
didn't know they started the movie naked. I haven't seen the first one in a while, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, well, no. I'm thinking because the first one opens up with the girl being thrown out the window, right? That has nothing to do with the main characters being. I know she's naked.
You gotta take these people's word for it.
I guess so.
All right. Dan's got a 4-point lead. Next one. Oh, the number 1 for that one was Imagine a remake with Glenn, Charlie, and Rob.
Yes, that'd be great. Oh yeah, duh. Lethal Weapon 5.
All right. You're 3. When this originally came out, the reviews were so bad that I avoided seeing it entirely. Should have kept avoiding it. Dreadful. And I get what they're trying to do. I just think they fail at doing it well.
Boo.
Mark.
Turner and Hooch?
It's not Turner and Hooch.
I'll take a guess. Wee woo.
Dan.
I'll go. I'll go Lethal Weapon. Or not Lethal. Die Hard with a Vengeance.
It is not Die Hard with a Vengeance. Here's your 2-pointer. Nah, I'm good. Kid pissed me off.
Woo.
Mark.
Is this Cop and a Half?
It is not Cop and a Half.
That's a good guess.
That's a good guess.
Wee woo.
Dan.
Live Free or Die Hard?
It is not Live Free or Die Hard. All right, the 1-pointer. Magic Ticket my ass, McBain.
Oh, wee woo.
Woo. He got it.
Dan got it.
Kindergarten Cop.
No.
Woo.
Mark.
Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero
Damn
is
it.
correct.
Good job, Mark.
Just talked about it.
Way to go, Mark.
I do wish it was Cop and a Half. That would have been a great poll.
I choked.
Mhm. I thought you had it.
Me too. Yeah, I was so
Same
sure. It's like, oh, Schwarzenegger. What other Schwarzenegger movie could he be with a kid? Oh, yeah.
All right. Here's your 3-pointer is Too Many Things Exploding into Goop.
Wee woo.
Dan.
Men in Black.
That is Men in Black.
That's pretty good. I don't know if I would have got there.
That's a good one because that's not your
Yeah.
typical buddy cop kind of,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
The 2-pointer was 1 star for making fun of Queens. And then, no, the one was, it was just like the ride in Universal.
Yeah, that would have got it.
Did I ever tell you guys I got the suit in that ride?
What do you mean?
So have you ever been on that ride?
No.
Either of you?
I think once, yeah.
At the end, you get your score, and if you hit a certain score, you become a man in black, and it shows you the suit. I got the suit one time.
Nice.
Just wanted to throw that up there.
For you, bud.
Thank you.
We're so proud of you, Dan.
I appreciate it. I try not to brag.
Mhm. We got 2 more, and I think Dan has a commanding lead right now.
Yeah.
All right. 3-pointer. You know it's fiction when the police are arresting politicians.
Wee woo.
Dan.
The Nice Guys?
It is not The Nice Guys. Do you have a guess?
Yeah, I'm not fairly confident in it though, but 'cause I don't even know if it's a buddy comedy. But
Mark.
is it Beverly Hills Cop?
It is not Beverly Hills Cop.
Good guess.
The 2-pointer. This is to the bad guys, as Brooklyn Nine-Nine is to Disco Elysium.
I have
feel
no
like I
idea
should
what that
know
even
this.
means. I'm trying to think of a movie where a corrupt politician gets arrested.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Nope.
What? Okay. Your 1-pointer. Why did they make the rabbit's ass so big?
The Rabbit?
The rabbit's ass.
Ooh,
Mark.
Zootopia?
It's Zootopia.
Hey! That's pretty good. I never noticed the rabbit had a big butt. Have to go back and watch it now just to make
Yeah,
sure this
that-
person's telling the truth.
And that's the only reason.
Yes, of course.
Okay. This is the last one. I think
Yep.
Dan has already.
Dan is one. Yeah.
Dan has won.
I wouldn't have got Zootopia with that 3, so
Oh,
I had no chance.
All right. The 3-pointer for this one is, and here you were thinking that body horror peaked with Cronenberg and Tsukamoto.
Wee woo.
Dan.
Is it Dead Heat?
It is not Dead Heat.
I thought you were going to try to trick us.
Nope.
Ooh.
Mark.
Is this Die Hard with a Vengeance?
It is not Die Hard with a Vengeance. Okay, you got the body horror locked in, right? For
Yes.
a buddy cop
Yes.
movie. All right. The number 2 is 2004 was crazy.
Ooh.
Mark.
The Nice Guys?
Is not The Nice Guys.
I think that came out in the 2010s.
It is.
Body horror, buddy cop.
I guess
I don't know. This is a tough one.
3 seconds on this one.
You could just go. I don't know it.
All right, your 1-pointer is the dance battle scene walked so the Chipettes could run.
Yeah, I'm stumped.
Mark, do you have a guess?
I
2004 body horror, buddy cops,
Ah.
dance battle.
see the buddy cop thing is what's throwing me off because I'm not that you need to give me hints, but I'm thinking animated.
I'll tell you right now, the only animated movie was
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Okay, I thought it was going to be something like G-Pets or something.
I picked all movies I thought you guys at least had a chance of seeing at the very least
Yeah.
you knew. So
Is this the number 1 or the number 2?
this is number 1.
Yeah,
Number
this is
one.
the
Okay.
easy one. I know I'm going to be mad. I don't got it.
The last film in our list was White Chicks.
White chicks.
Yeah.
A body horror. That's great.
Yeah.
They are terrifying. That's a great list. Some good
Mm.
twists in there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well played.
All right, guys. Yep. Good job, fellas. Some surprises. I wasn't expecting some of the guesses on them. So good job.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for putting it together as always.
Mm-hmm. All right, fellas.
Actually, fuck you for putting that list together.
Mark, you're just sour. Sour that you lost and these cops in this movie couldn't live forever.
The boot tastes so good.
Put a little A1 sauce on that boot.
All
right, everybody.
That was probably the worst joke in the movie, to be honest. But I guess at the time, A1 was like the.
Was there an A1 joke on?
There was with the cow carcass.
Yeah, when the cow carcass comes out, he's like, "Why don't we just drown it in A1 sauce?"
That's right.
Yeah. How do we kill this thing? Drown it in A1 sauce.
I forgot all about that. Man, that's why it was in the back of my head. All right, guys. Well, that is our episode on Dead Heat. Check us out on all our socials. TicTamPod on Blue Sky Threads and Instagram. We're also on Gmail, TicTamPod@gmail.com. You can also find us on TikTok at They Called Us a Movie. But the best place to get a hold of us is over on our Discord. And that's the only way to get that is patreon.com/TicTamPod. You subscribe for $1 and you get access to that Discord. We talk movies, we talk TV, we talk anything that is just striking us in that given moment. We do polls, exclusive episodes once a month, all that fun stuff. Check it out. It's a good community over there. We're having fun over there. So check it out at patreon.com/TicTamPod. Once again, just $1. All right, that is our episode. We are going to get out of here. The director of Dead Heat was Mark Goldblatt. So for Dan Aquino and Mark Myers, this is Anthony Delvecchio telling Mark Goldblatt, well, you certainly made a movie, didn't you?